All right. I guess the mic is working. Not exactly too sure. I probably don't even plan on staying here for that long. Um, Trying to figure out how to even start this. So something that I've talked about for quite a bit, right? And this is not even in a sense touching on the whole, you know, people dating whoever they want to date. It's more so touching on the fact that you have a lot of, I guess you could say, in a sense, like degrading um, behavior, or at least what I would consider degrading behavior. And um, this is one of those moments that, I was able to see going through social media. And here you have two black women who have they're reviewing a video, right, with one of their friends who is Caucasian, and he's wearing a shirt that says "I love black," fill in the blank. And whenever I see these things, it reminds me of a lot of stuff that I've heard black women say on social media, where they state that, oh, um, you know, we need black men to protect our image. We need black men to stop degrading us. We need black men to stop talking about us so negatively when it comes to rap music and the other forms of media that they put out, right? Because those black men, they have mothers, they have sisters, they have aunts, they have grandmothers, and so on and so on, right? And would you allow somebody to call or to say that to your daughter or your granddaughter, your mother, right? That's usually the things that I would hear from black women on social media. And the main thing that I try to make black women understand, no matter how, like I said before, regardless of however I come through on the screen, it is what it is, right? Because it comes from a place of innocence caring, right? Because just like there are uh, some other individuals out here who want the best, for black men, in a sense, I, as a black man, want the best, right, for black women. But the thing that I also try to, come through consistently and state by me listing black men in a lot of videos is the fact that, hey, we all know that obviously all black men are individuals. In a sense, we can't be accountable for what it is that a lot of other black men do. But at the end of the day, the world is not going to work on, individuality. The world is going to work off of this one black man who committed this crime is a monolith, and he is a representation of every other black man out there. So this is how I conduct myself when I do videos. This is how I conduct myself, whenever I go out in public, right? Because I understand that if I sit up there and move negatively as a black man, regardless of all the other black men out here who are doing the utmost positive and the utmost good, whatever I did is going to shine a bad light on them, right? It's going to cast a shadow directly on them. And that's unfair, but that's just, how the world is. So my main thing is when I do content, I do it in such a way as to say that, hey, if I'm holding myself accountable for my actions and what it is that I'm doing, then, I would hope, right, that other black men would, in a sense, at least do or at least move the exact same way with having the understanding of how it is that the world works. So within that, I take from that, of that accountability and that responsibility, and then I shift that over to black women. right? And I basically showcase videos, showcase proof of what it is that I'm talking about, and then also talk about the fact that, yo, I've given you examples of black men. I'm telling you what it is that I'm doing, right? Because a lot of people want to state that, oh, well, maybe if black men were leading by example and da 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 da, then we would sit up there and follow suit. Well, I created a platform. I've had a multitude of times I've sat up there and held myself and other black men accountable, and I've been moving forward with that. So now this is me shifting gears and now doing the exact same thing with black women and giving examples so that people can understand where it is that I'm coming from, what it is that I'm speaking on, so that they can understand the full scope of what it is that I'm trying to state. So my main thing is just like this image here, right? We can safely say that these two black women that are sitting on this bed with this Caucasian individual, we can clearly say that they are individuals, right? We can clearly say that they don't represent all black women, right? But, but this is when that equality steps in. This is when the world view steps in. Due to the fact that, yes, these are individuals, but because proximity, right? They're both women, check. They're both black, check. And they're both sitting in the same picture, agreeing with what it is that this dude is wearing, check. We can then say that other people are going to look at this and they're going to view black women as such. And this is what a lot of women out here don't want to hear and don't want to really understand. Because whenever I bring up things like this, it's always a shift to, oh, but what is it that black men are doing? Oh, but look at what black men are doing with Becky and this, that, and the third. Let me be honest with you. I done told a lot of brothers out here directly on videos on either a brother losing his life or whatever it is, that that is on you. Case in point, that is clear cut on you. You decided to risk your life for her. You decided to do X, Y, and Z. We told you what's going to happen. We know the end result. We told you the history. You can go look at Emmett Till. We already let you know what it's going to be. You technically already know what it's going to be, but you decided to feel that you were different. So because you're different, now you got to sit up there and deal with this on your own by yourself. And that's what I've set up there and stated a multitude of times when it deals with black men that wanted to sit up there and date other. And they ended up paying the cost with their lives to doing so because they didn't want to pay attention to the warning signs. So when I sit up there and I take that same harsh reality and truth and I point that towards black women, I get a lot of crying. I get a lot of people wanting to say a variety of things about me, right? I get a lot of people wanting to, leave a lot of comments, but those are people that are emotionally, right, reacting, right, instead of logically looking at the situation for what it is. Now, at no point in time can anybody sit up there and give me an excuse and try to tell me that, oh, the reason why these two black women are obviously doing this is because the father wasn't in the house. It was because they had no positive black role models. It was because they had detrimental relationships with black men and so on and so on. You're not going to sit up there and try to justify why it is that these two black women and other black women that I've seen are in videos with him when he's wearing this t-shirt. You're not going to sit up there and tell me that. And like I said before, I'm not even going on the whole fact of, people wanting to date whoever it is that they want to date. My point is the objectification and the sexualization that you have black women allowing to take place. This is clear cut what this picture is. This is clear cut proof of what this picture is. Because if a black man were to have worn the exact same shirt and he's walking down the street and black women saw this, he would have got all types of looks. He would have got all types of meme mugs. They would have been sitting up there, all types of that. Some black women would have sat up there and stopped him like, do you have a mother? Do you have a grandmother? Do you have a daughter? They would have been trying to sit up there and talk him up and down the street, telling him how disrespectful this is to not only black women, but to the black woman in his family, and to also potentially the what if possibility on if he has a daughter or is raising his daughter or if he is even in his daughter's life. But when you allow somebody else who is not black to be around you, to exercise this type of liberty to wear stuff like this, I don't hear nothing. You know what I do happen to see? I happen to see black women smiling. I see black women saying, okay, that's what it is. Okay. It's all types of praise. If it's a man of a different culture wearing a shirt that is clearly objectifying you, sexualizing you, hypersexualizing you, letting you know that this is all you have to offer, letting you know that you are just simply an object, it's all types of claps, people snapping, all this types of stuff. You're bringing this person in with welcome arms. But when it's one of your own men, one of your brothers, somebody from your community, you want to look at him as if he's a criminal. You want to try to sit up there and browbeat him. You want to try to sit up there and shame him. You want to try to make him seem like he's something, right? And I mean negative. But when it comes to men of other nationalities, black women will allow these guys to do the utmost, knowing the fact that these guys do not care anything about your life. They don't care what happens to you. They don't care what other men are going to view you as when they see them with around or around you with this shirt on. We already know what other men are going to sit up there and view these two women as. And that's not even touching on the fact that this is the response that he gave underneath the video, because somebody was asking, was like, yo, bro, I like the shirt. Who are these women? Where do you get the shirt from, right? He responded, they're friends of mine. Most I've known for years. Some are sisters to my friends, and we all hang out. They all have OnlyFans accounts, by the way. I help them do recordings and pictures. So I decided to, peruse and to look at some more videos. And do you know what I saw? I would technically put that up on here, but I'm probably going to upload that, later on Patreon, because I'm not trying to get hit with nothing. I'm not trying to have, nobody trying to come after me saying like, oh, you're, doing this X, Y, Z, I'm not doing all that. But what I ended up seeing, and it's about like 7 videos. In the 7 videos, you basically see him, this one lone individual, with different black women. And you can hear the rap lyrics in the background. He even has one shirt saying real N-word-ish or something to that effect. It has the N-word in it. And he's wearing this around black women. So not only do you have black women degrading themselves around this individual, not only do you have black women doing degrading acts around this individual, not only are black women around this individual, right, wearing a t-shirt like this, but this individual is wearing a hat basically saying real N-word-ish or something to that effect. Knowing the fact that this is clear-cut a Caucasian man around black women. Like I said before, this is what I'm talking about, where you have, I'm going to just put it as individuals, right? These black women who are individuals, right? Who are allowing these type of actions to take place in and around them. And no type of correction has ever been made. Ever been made. I've sat up there, I've watched the videos. I didn't see nobody trying to call this out. I didn't see nobody trying to say like, yo, man, you shouldn't be really sitting up there wearing this. Like, yo, I can't be in these videos with you if, you're going to be sitting up there wearing, I can't partake in this if you're going to be, nothing. But mind you, these are the same individuals that'll start crying and start talking about, oh, well, black men don't care about us. Black men don't value us. Black men don't respect us. Black men sexualize us, over-sexualize us. They profit off of our bodies. They're the same as the oppressors. But yet you have 2 black women who are here with the exact same person that they say that black men are in our representation of. And they're allowing this same individual, which they want to compare and say that, yo, black men, you are basically this. You're allowing this person to objectify you. It's wrong for black men to objectify you. That much I can sit up there and agree. No problem. You're not going to sit up there and hear me, in a sense, disagree with that. But to say that black men are wrong, but then stuff like this is right, is ridiculous. And for stuff like this not to get called out, but yet black men are the main ones always to be held accountable, but yet the people that you associate yourself with and you yourself will never hold both parties accountable that are taking part in stuff like this, which you can see on your screen, is ridiculous. And that's my problem. Like I said before, a lot of people can say whatever they want to say about my content. They can say whatever it is that they want to say about me or whatever it is about this channel. But the one thing that you can't sit up there and say is that I'm lying when I'm sitting up there talking about the stuff that I talk about. I'm giving you full-fledged proof. Full-fledged proof. I've never seen women of a different culture idly sit by and be a part of content where a person is literally objectifying them right next to them. And they're not saying nothing. But let this have been a black male who was a rap artist with millions of dollars. Black women would have lost their minds. They would have been trying to cancel that man. They would have been talking, oh, what about your daughter? What about your grandmother? What about this? What about that? But yet, let somebody else of a different nationality objectify y'all. It's completely fine. Y'all clapping it up for that, for those black women. Y'all clapping it up. Okay, girlfriend, all this other type of stuff. It's a celebration. It's a party. But I thought the objectification of black women was a negative. I thought it was a wrong. I thought overly sexualizing, hypersexualizing, objectifying black women, I thought that was a negative. I thought that was wrong. I thought it was sending out the wrong message. But yeah, I can sit up there and peruse online and I'm seeing black women allow this. And I'm saying it in a plural fashion because it is more than one. Like I said, I got 7 videos of black women around him allowing him to objectify them. They're sitting up there twerking, moving their best assets. And he's like, all right, you know, show what you got, da, 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 da. Sitting up there smacking them on their butt and everything. Just twerking in beds. But I'm like, but if this was a black rap artist, a black male rapper, it would be a problem. But when it's somebody of a different nationality, it's good. And I didn't even touch on the fact that they got OnlyFans. Now, of course, I'm the same person that sat up there, right? And I listed certain things, right? I set up there for a very specific reason when it dealt with, let's say, the pandemic. And then it dealt with, women that wanted to go out there and sell their bodies, right? The thing that I specifically stated is that if you're going to do it, I would rather you, in a sense, it be on your own terms and it be in the safety of your own home. So within that context, that's when I agreed with OnlyFans because I'm looking at a woman's safety at the end of the day. Because I sat up there, I watched a lot of stories from like the 80s to the 90s and the 2000s where women would parade themselves up and down the street, and a lot of them would end up losing their lives just over a couple of dollars. So I'm like, in my mind, it's like, you know what? I disagree with the actions, but it's your body at the end of the day. If you're going to do it, just, sit up there and do stuff, in your own home that you're in control of. All the money is going towards you. You're not dealing with a pimp or anybody else that's basically handling you. You're handling yourself. Right? So that's where I sat up there and came in and agreed with the aspect of an OnlyFans. Right? But outside of that, it is a very negative thing. And it's a very detrimental thing. Because like I said before, if you have a lot of black women having like these OnlyFans, that's then telling a lot of these men that it is okay to not only objectify you, right? But they're also going to objectify other women that look just like you because in their minds, they're going to be like, all right, well, I'm basically, paying such and such for this content. If I go out here in the streets and I happen to see, a woman that's dressed like this, I'm going to be trying to see what's up. I'm going to sit up there and go out there and try to, pay for that content. But like I said, when you try to explain a lot of these things, right, to black women, they don't want to hear you. They don't want to listen. They want to overlook this content. They want to talk about your delivery. Oh, you're condescending. Oh, you're this. How about the fact that I, as a black man, I'm at least trying to use my platform and I'm talking about the good, the bad, and the ugly. I'm at least trying to convey to you that I actually give a damn about you and your life. But yet, that's not yet again what a lot of black women want to even hear, nor do they even care about that, because at the end of the day, as me being a black man, I am numero uno. I am the first and only enemy that black women will ever have. So therefore, any other man that comes after me, it don't even matter. It's the fact that, yo, Seji, you got a platform. You're negatively talking about us. You're bringing up these stories, yada, yada, yada. But what really are you doing for black women? What really are you doing? Well, I'm making sure within my own life that I'm not sitting up there objectifying them, right? I'm making sure that, I'm not calling a black woman directly out of their name. Why? Because I have a grandmother who I've never called out of her name. I got a mother that I've never called out of her name. I got two aunts who I've never called out of their name and disrespected. So I'm doing my own part to make sure that I'm doing the right things. I've also talked to other guys and corrected them when they sat up there and wanted to start talking to, let's say, their baby mama or, their sister or whatever it is, and they wanted to start talking sideways to them. And I had to let them know, I'm like, yo, the moment of time that you as a man or you as whatever, you decide that this is what you want to call like your sister, whoever, in front of other guys, you're opening the gateways, right? You're then telling other men that it is deemed acceptable for you as another guy, as an outsider, to come in and do the same things that I'm doing. So like I said, I live my life a certain type of way. It's a shame that technically I have to keep trying to like explain these things, to people so that they can actually get their comprehension up and actually catch up. Because the moment in time that I got to keep explaining stuff, that means it's less and less time on getting out the stuff that people actually need to hear. Like I said before, this is why I do my utmost to hold a lot of black women accountable, because y'all can't hold yourselves accountable. I'm just going to be real. I can list barely on both hands how many women are actually out here on these social media platforms trying to call out other black women. It's not a lot. And then the ones that do, they don't get enough recognition. They don't get enough light directly shined on them. And then on top of that, you got other black women that want to sit up there and try to come for those black women. And that's ridiculous. So I, as a black man, can't sit up there and help to hold black women accountable. I get demonized like I've always been getting on both platforms. And then you got black women that have literally started platforms in order to check and to put black women in the seat of accountability. And black women want to sit up there and come for them. So if you got black men doing this, trying to get y'all accountable and responsible, you got black women sitting up there doing this, and y'all don't want to listen to them. So who the hell y'all going to listen to? Because when it comes to a moment in time that we, as in the black men that's trying to hold y'all accountable, and the black woman that's trying to hold y'all accountable as well, the moment in time that we just say like, yo, we're done, we're through, what are y'all going to do? Where are y'all going to sit up there and go? Because it ain't going to be nowhere for y'all to turn to, because we're not going to care anymore. So what ends up happening to you is what ends up happening to you. And it's going to be by your own hand. Why? Because you wanted to be a hard-headed child and you didn't want to listen. Because you wanted to be emotional in every single situation instead of sitting up there and actually learning the lesson that's being taught. But because you feel that people are personally attacking you on a personal level, which nobody knows who you are behind your screen, behind your tablet, behind your cell phone, but yet you're taking it personal. Like I said, a lot of y'all need to sit up there and check yourselves, because you're not at an emotional level where you can have actual adult conversations without sitting up there talking out the side of your neck. It's like, oh, let me, I'm not even subscribed to this person. I don't even like this person. I don't even like the content. I don't even like their tone. But let me sit up there and see what video they uploaded today. You don't even make any sense. You seem like a fanatic. You seem like a crazed individual. Like, you regurgitate the exact same points as all the other women in the very same echo chamber. Y'all want to sit up there and talk about all of this hurt and jadedness and all this other type of stuff that, right, black men have basically done to you, even though you've only dated a few or had relations with a few. I would hope a few. Some of y'all out here got hundreds of bodies. Y'all got more bodies out here than a morgue. Y'all done seen more bodies out here than a graveyard. But like I said, I'm going to leave that where it is. So like I said, hopefully some of y'all only got so few bodies. So going from the aspect of you only having so few relations, right? Or so few relationships, realistically, the tone that you got, you need to be saving that and giving that back to the people that hurt you. But you're not even big enough or bold enough or independent or strong enough to even do that. So the weakness that you show is that you like, you know what? Let me sit up there and start putting this on a whole bunch of other men out here. Matter of fact, let me start sitting up there delivering this directly to my son, because I'm not strong enough as a woman to go back to the men that hurt me and deliver all of that energy to them. But yet I'm going to stand here and say that I'm strong, I'm independent. I don't need a man to sit up there and help me raise my kids. I don't need a man in my life. I can do it all by myself. But at the same time, you sitting up here crying about all the men that did you wrong. What we doing? What we doing? That's not what winners do. Winners ain't sitting up there crying about losses. Winners are focused on winning. So somebody is obviously faking the funk. Somebody is obviously sitting up here lying, and it ain't me. Like I said before, a lot of y'all can't sit up here and deal with the truth and where it is. And the truth of this matter, of what I'm showing you directly on the screen, is that, yo, black women, y'all got to get yourselves together. Y'all will allow men of other nationalities to sexualize, hypersexualize, and objectify you, and you'll be A-okay with it. You'll be A-okay with it. And then you wonder why it is that when you get your money together and you with your girls and you sit up there and plan this trip and you start going to these other countries, you wonder why it is that these men are only coming at you in a sexual manner. That's because they don't respect you, because you don't respect yourself. And when I mean you, I mean the monoliths, I mean the pictures, I mean the images, the videos, the lyrics, all of that stuff that is directly put out there for the world to see. So when you go to Europe, when you go to Australia, when you go to Italy, when you go to China, South Korea, all these other lands that there's very few black women, if any, there, and they come at you in a sexual nature and tone, think back to a lot of the music that you like listening to. Think back to a lot of those lyrics. Think back to a lot of the TV shows that you like to indulge in. Think about the images of black women where they sexualize themselves, hypersexualize themselves, objectify themselves for the masses to indulge in and to take in. Think about all of those images, right, that a lot of y'all agree with. Because a lot of black women support Meg Thee Stallion. A lot of black women supported Lil' Kim, Foxy Brown, Cardi B, and all the rest of these black female rap artists. So you can't be confused or a deer caught in the headlights when it is that you don't get the respect that you feel that you should be getting from other men out here. When realistically, you are getting the respect that you deserve, because you've already told the world what you are willing to allow, which is A, you're not going to allow black men to objectify you, sexualize you, or use your image in that type of way and profit. Fine, no problem. That's cool. I'm not going to sit up there and disagree with you. But the main problem with that is you're not holding everybody else to that same standard. It seems that black women will always hold black men to this Jesus, godlike Superman type of standard, but every other man can sit up there and just be Bruce Wayne. And I'm like, how does that work? So you're going to allow guys with money or the good looks or guys that got all of that or just some type of mouthpiece to basically, let me just talk to you any way I want to. Let me come up to you any way I want to. Let me objectify you any way I want to. That's completely fine. But if it's a black man and he even tries that just a little bit, what was that? Oh, where's that kryptonite at? Bow. Now you want to sit up there and start bringing out green rocks. Now you got all types of Green Lantern rings on your fingers made of kryptonite. Now you got kryptonite pearls on. Now you want to make sure that the black man feels the pain that you feel because of how you feel when it is that you get objectified and sexualized. You want him to sit up there and feel some type of pain because of where you are. But magically, you don't have that same kryptonite for any other guys out here. Ain't that something? Ain't that something? And I keep telling black women, y'all wonder why it is that you're in the predicament, in the place that you are currently in at this moment in time. It's because you've been allowing this to take place. A lot of y'all say like, oh, well, we're the black male leaders to correct this and to put men in order and all this other type of stuff. They've been here. The problem is you don't find those black men attractive. You don't deem those black men worthy. You wouldn't, even if those black men who are leaders, who've been leading nations and leading other groups of women and people, right? Like the honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, right? That's just one for example, right? So regardless of however he's been helping to clean up women's lives, to change their lives, right? To have them straighten up. Y'all don't want to sit up there and listen to him. Why? These rules are too strict. I don't really go to church. I don't really believe in the faith anyway. I'm not wearing all this, that, and the third, and I'm not doing all of this. Who he think he is? He ain't about to be. That's the whole problem. But yet y'all talk about that y'all want a man to sit up there and lead y'all, but y'all have some black male leaders out here, but y'all ain't trying to hear them out. Because y'all want to do the stuff that y'all want to do. Y'all want to wear the clothing that y'all want to wear. Y'all want to wear the makeup that y'all want to sit up there and wear. You want to have the type of mouth that you want to have. You want to have the type of masculine energy that you like to have. Because you already know that if it came down to either you being on your own or you switching up the type of energy that you got in order to benefit you positively, but you had to sit up there and take the lead from a man, you're going to sit up there and choose to be out on your own. This is why you have a lot of black women right now single and on their own. Because they feel like they can do better. They feel like they can sit up there and set the tone for every single situation. They feel like they can deal with every single doomsday and villain out here when realistically you can't. Any man worth his salt will sit up there and tell you that he doesn't have the ability or the energy or the life to sit up there and fight every single man out here. But yet you will have women out here that will sit up there and try to tell you otherwise. Like I said, for me, I don't know what more to realistically do for a lot of black women out here. I don't. I've come to black women from a loving aspect and try to put up a multitude of videos. Basically, yo, I love you guys, the cradle of civilization, the first of the first. Some people who have been on this platform long enough, y'all have seen me sit up there and say this. I used to say it quite frequently because it came from a place of love. It came from a place of care. But then I started realizing that once you sit up there and show people that you care too much, they'll start to overlook that. They'll start to disrespect you. They'll start to love you less. And that's what it is. Because black women have been getting a lot of unconditional love from black men over the years. This is why we have the culture that we have now, where it's called simp culture, right? Where anything that a man basically does for a woman, you're basically considered a simp, even if it's your own wife, which is the craziest part. This is how ridiculous this culture has gotten at this moment in time. Simp used to mean, in a sense, it was short for simpleton, a simple-minded individual, a person that was not really getting normal to complex, type of things. But now a simp is basically a man who, if you basically tell a woman hi, or you ask her how her day is going, or you open her door, you're a simp. You're a simp. So now, because that is now the label, you have more and more guys like, yo, I ain't no simp. I'm not about to be doing none of this. Let me sit up here and back off. Let me do something different. Because you have a lot of women now, and I'm going to speak more so towards black women. because you have a lot of black women now that, well, technically what they've been doing. Let me go back and explain it, right? So when I was younger, and even more so towards, like, let me say like mid, like let's say like 25, right? So in between that age range, from being a teenager to 25, I would sit up there and go out in public, walking to the store, walking to the gas station, going to the mall, going to the bus stops. And I would sit up there and see black women mean mugging. I would see them with these faces, right? I would see them scowling, right? As if to say, like, yo, don't even think about talking to me. Don't even say nothing to me. Don't even look my way. I'm not even going to entertain you. You're not even my type. Da da da. All this other type of stuff, right? And then that culture basically kept going because a lot of black women said, like, oh, well, I got this face because a lot of guys be trying to talk to me and all this other type of stuff. Magically, every woman has the same story. I have this face because all these guys try to talk to me, right? So now we come to the culture that we're in right now, where you have a lot of men not trying to sit up there and talk to them. And then they want to turn around and be like, oh, I get dressed up, I do this, I do that, and guys ain't even trying to look in my way. They ain't even trying to talk to me. They ain't even trying to see what's. Why would they? If you've been doing this for like 10 plus years, especially from my generation, you've been doing this all day long. Why would I spend a waking moment trying to sit up there and get your attention? Why am I going to sit up there and check on you to make sure that you're okay? Why am I going to sit up there and ask you how was your day going? Or good morning? Or hey, beautiful, hey, how you doing? Why am I going to sit up there and do any of that? Because the moment in time, at this point, the moment in time in public, if you are a black man and you decide that you want to go out there and you want to just say something nice just to make a woman smile, you're going to sit up there and get attitude. You're going to get a mouthful. You're going to end up having issues. But these will be the same women that will turn around and be like, yo, these guys, they don't want to pay attention to me. And all, look here, I keep telling people, like, yo, the world that you want is the world that you make. So if you got a certain type of attitude and energy that you put out there, people are going to respond accordingly. Guys ain't going to be sitting up here wasting time and trying to fight for your attention. Like, guys don't have time for that. Guys already got short life expectancies as it is. Like I said before, the main thing that takes out guys in general is stress. And another thing that takes out black men is prostate cancer. So like I said before, why is a guy, knowing the fact that he's let me just put it to you like this. Black men are 3 times more likely to die of prostate cancer than any other nationality out here, even more so than their white counterparts. That's high. There's not even a lot of black men in America to even begin with. So we're 3 times more likely. Why am I going to sit up there and waste my time trying to break down whatever fortified Attack on Titan type of wall that you have up there? If I know for a fact that guys, we die from stress, why am I going to sit up there and stress myself out trying to, like, waste time trying to talk to you? You sitting up there scowling. I don't even know who you are. I'm just saying something because I would like to sit up there and see you smile, because maybe that energy will sit up there. It'll be a symbiotic type of thing, and it might make me happy. And you seeing me smile and us being in that moment, it'll make you happy as well. Like I said, a lot of times what a lot of these women don't understand is that when guys try to say something to you, every guy in here trying to talk to you. He just wants to sit up there and see you smile. He wants to sit up there and see something different, because every time he steps outside, the world always looks dark. And maybe by seeing you as a black woman smile, it'll make that world a little bit brighter. But like I said before, that's too much for a lot of people. They want to be stuck in a mode of, oh, every guy is always trying to talk to me. For you to be the type of woman where every guy is trying to talk to you, you're awfully mighty single. So somebody's lying here. It's either everybody's trying to talk to you or you're lying. It ain't going to be both. It ain't going to be both. Like I said, I do the videos that I do to sit up there and hold black women accountable, because it needs to be done. I've held black men accountable. I've talked about this on a multitude of occasions. If you don't believe me, go back and check my track record. Go sift through the something odd videos that I have on the first platform. Go through and listen to those live streams that will be like 15 hours long. If you want to sit up there and make a bet, go ahead and go do that. The one thing I haven't set up there and really spent time on is black women, because I was oh so focused on black men. But the thing I realized on top of focusing on black men was the fact that, yo, if I'm just solely focusing on black men, then who's sitting up there like looking after and checking in on what it is that black women are doing? Who's checking the stuff that's allowing to go by the wayside? Who's checking that? Because I done seen a multitude of platforms where you have black men where all they do is simply cater to black women. Anything a black woman cries about, it's like, you know what, you right. That black man was wrong. He shouldn't have treated you like that. And us as men is yada yada. It's all of this type of stuff. Like I said, y'all got a lot of dudes out here that's profiting off of y'all because they're telling you the stuff that y'all want to hear. They're telling you the stuff that makes you feel good. Because at the end of the day, what realistically do people want? They want to hear the stuff that's going to make them feel good, that's going to make them feel great. Nobody wants to sit up there and hear stuff that's going to bring them down to reality. Nobody wants to hear people basically bring up a narrative that is based in reality, that is actually facts, but it's negative at the same time. They don't want to hear that. They want the great stuff. They want the good stuff. They want to hear all the time that black women are goddesses. They want to hear that black women are loving individuals, loving human beings and caring human beings and all this other type of stuff. But yet, with all of that, there's always an ugly side. There's always a bad side. And at no point in time can any of those guys actually highlight any of the bad things, even if they're actually going through it in their own relationships. Why? Because it's going to mess up the money. If they literally have platforms where they have hundreds of thousands of women and black women directly on their platforms, donating to their platforms and all this other, do you really think that those guys are going to try to keep black women in check? No, they're not. No, they're not. And that's the problem. And that's the problem that I've always had. Like I said before, I have no problem with people saying that they want equality. Fine, so be it. I'm the type of person where I'm going to give you that full-fledged equality. So if you're going to sit up there and tell me that as a woman, you want to be equal to a man, then all right, I'm going to put you to task. The same things I'll be sitting up there saying to brothers out here. Well, when I sit up there and say, yo, if you decide to sit up there and date X, Y, Z and something happens, don't come back crying to us. It is what it is. You done made the choice. You done put your life on the line for your very own decision. Don't come back here crying to us. Don't expect us to sit up there and say anything great about you, because we're not. Because you decided to do what it is that you wanted to sit up there and do. So then I give that same exact energy to black women out here. And I start getting crying. I start getting violins. I start getting, oh, this is not fair, but you would never say this to black. Actually, I have. Actually, I have. You're too simple to actually go back and check, because you don't want to, because you're in your emotions right now. You're emotional right now. So instead of actually doing research and actually checking some things, you just want to run your mouth and talk. Like I said, and this is why as a community, we can't get anywhere. Because black men, even if they are in a sense a leadership, role, or they're leading their life by example, that don't mean the other black women out here are going to sit up there and listen to that dude. Even if the dude is still like, let's say, let me put it to you like this. You can have a black dude out here that's on the same level of Jesus, and black women will still find something to critique about that black man. They'll throw a whole bunch of what ifs. They'll throw a whole bunch of mud. They'll do everything in life in order not to sit up there and follow the lead of that black man. But then turn around in the same token, this is what I'm talking about. We don't got no black men that's willing to sit up there and lead. If the black man basically cleans himself up, then black women will sit up there and follow as well. Nah, they won't. Because black women are going to do whatever it is that black women want to sit up there and do. And that just is what it is. That just is what it is. Case in point, look at the video, look at the image directly in front of you. Black women are going to do whatever it is that black women want to sit up there and do. Look at the image that is directly in front of you. You got two black women sitting on a bed with a Caucasian male wearing a t-shirt that says, "I love black," fill in the blank. No black man is going to sit up there and lead them out of that situation. They got to pick themselves up and lead themselves out of that situation. And just think about this. If these black women had that type of mentality where this is deemed as okay, what does that then say for what they're going to teach their daughters? And what they're going to teach them is okay and not okay. Because I don't really see, everything is for this image that I'm seeing right here, everything is looking real gray. I don't see no hard defining points. And this is what happens when you don't have, right? Or you don't allow a black man to basically lead. This is when you start having these gray areas where anything is possible and it shouldn't be. Whenever a black man is in a situation, he lays down the concrete, he lays down the foundation. Like I said before, I've seen households, right, that have been nothing but women. So you got young girls, young granddaughters, and women in the house. It's a highly energy, highly chaotic type of environment, because why? Everybody is screaming. Everybody's yelling one over another. Somebody's always in their emotions. Somebody's always blaming somebody else for what it is that they did or didn't get done. Like I said, everybody in that house is right, but nobody wants to be wrong at the same time. How does that work? And like I said, only so few women are actually going to be honest about those types of things. This is why you can never have you can't have like large gatherings of women. And if you do, it's not going to last that long. Because at a certain point in time, it's going to come down to a conversation, or it's going to come down to a day, or however it is that somebody is feeling, and they're going to start sitting up there feeling like, oh, I'm going to tell this person about themselves. I've seen it too many times. I've seen a group of girls that look like, yo, they're a great fit. They look like they're about to be, really doing something. And then magically you hear about them falling out. Oh, this B was jealous because I was talking to this dude, or I found out she was talking to my ex, or she was trying to talk to my baby daddy, or she was trying to talk to my boyfriend's soon-to-be fiance. I heard that she told such and such this and this and this. I heard such and such from this and that. Like I said before, it's a whole chaos. Nobody wants to be responsible for nothing. This is why if you ask a lot of women, do they have a lot of female friends? They'll tell you no. Like I said before, for a lot of the I'll put it like this. To the black women out there, that have been on my platform, much love and appreciation to y'all. To the ones that I've seen in the comment section, that's always been commenting, that's always been trying to check and put in check either the image that you just so happen to see, or maybe some of the other women that just so happen to roll up. Trust me, I see y'all. I don't highlight y'all that often because realistically, I shouldn't have to. It goes without saying. Y'all out here doing God's work. That's how it happens. People who do the utmost good in life, they never get the shine. They never get, the type of life that they deserve. But like I said before, I see y'all out here in the comment section. I see y'all out here sitting up there leaving comments. And sometimes I'll sit up there and, put the comments directly up there and whatnot. But more times than not, I have to take the opportune time to showcase a lot of the nonsense, because it's a symptom of a bigger problem. And this is when you have a lot of people that want to roll up and they want to say, oh, so this is what you do. You take a few comments from a few individual women out here and you want to try to make it a monolith. No, I ain't trying to make it a monolith. I'm telling you exactly how the world sees it. It ain't me trying to do nothing. If Caucasians basically told the world that black people are slaves, what is the world going to sit up there and do? They're going to believe that black people are slaves, even if you have freed slaves, even if you have freed black men in other areas. Yo, how do you have a house? How do you even have it? Y'all slaves. Like, how do y'all have this? You're educated? You got money? You got a bank account? What? You can comprehend English? But y'all slaves though. How is that even possible? Like I said before, I'm telling you exactly how the world works. I'm telling you exactly how the world sees things. You can work on this individual type of time scale if you want to, but it ain't gonna work out because the world is not going to care about you as an individual. The world cares about groups. The world cares about groups. When they talk about the Ukraine, are they talking about the Ukrainians as individual people, or are they talking about as a group? Are they talking about as a nation? They're talking about as a group. They're not, oh yeah, you got these few in the Ukraine that that feel this certain type of way about Africans or black people, but then you have this. No, they're not doing that. They're not doing that. That's not how that works. And if you do have some people that just so happen to do it, it's for political reasons. Because let me explain it to you like this: the moment in time that somebody black commits a crime, every single black person did that crime. Can't even get my words straight right now. Committed that crime. That's how it works. Like I said, for a lot of black women out here, y'all need to start playing catch up. Y'all got the stats out here. It's like, yo, black women are the most educated, going to college, got the most money. Y'all doing great out here. Y'all doing great. But like I said before, this picture is just proof. No matter how educated a person can be, you can still be stupid. You can be educated and still a dummy at the same time. And this is clear cut what this picture is sitting up there showing. These black women here more than likely know history. They more than likely know about Sarah Bartman. They more than likely know about how black women have been objectified and sexualized. But yet, what is it that they're doing? They're taking part in the exact same thing that has been said to have been holding back the image, the positive image of black women. Like I said, man, it ain't nothing much I can sit up there and do. So, like I said, I love the comments where people want to complain to me, where they want to run their mouth and they want to say all of these things. Like I said, all you're doing is proving my point. You're not trying to sit up there and hold nobody that I talk about accountable. All you're trying to sit up there and do is just pin it on black men and call it a day. And then you're just going to, continue moseying on, and you're going to go to your normal job, which is more than likely owned by somebody Caucasian. You're going to sit up there and complain to me, but you're going to make sure to fix your tone. You're going to fix your masculine energy. You're going to fix your hair. You're going to fix your makeup and your nails and your dress. And you're going to make sure to sit up there and put on some type of corset. And you're going to walk into corporate America or whatever that job is that white man has. And you're going to make sure to be a nice black woman. You're going to make sure to be a manageable black woman. You're going to make sure to be a submissive black woman. Like I said before, it ain't nothing I can sit up there and do. It ain't nothing I can sit up there and do. Like I said, black men can make platforms and we can say how much we love y'all, how much we care, but it don't really mean nothing. And that's just being honest, that's just being real. It don't really mean nothing. And proof of that is just by looking on social media and looking at how everything is at this moment in time. It's a sad sight. It's a very sad sight. Also, I want to say shout out to everybody that's here because YouTube doesn't send out notifications. Um, you know, and it is what it is. So, I don't know. I'll figure out what to do. Y'all probably end up seeing more videos from me, or you might end up seeing less videos. I don't know. Cause it's it is what it is. Oh, we had brother Toy Reigns. I'm not even sure if the brother's even still up in here. Hold on, let me see if I can roll back to that. Uh, Let me see. Not sure if the brothers even still up in here, but yo, much love, respect, and appreciation. You know, like I said, I'm not sure if people have been watching the brother's channel, um, but the brother has been making moves. Um, a lot of the views and the energy that he has been getting for his platform, it should have been happening, and it is very much, like well deserved. It's basically what I'm saying is it's about time that it in a sense happened. It should have happened for him, like a while, years ago. Um, but that hard work and dedication, is setting in, and people are appreciating the content and the stuff that he puts out. The same thing with Sister Lisa Cabrera. I remember she told me sometimes before, like, looking at the videos or whatnot, YouTube would, mess with, her channel and stuff like that. And now, it's gotten to that point where, her videos are moving. Like the how it should have been in the very beginning is basically how it is, at this moment in time. Like I said, I sit back and I watch, and I pay attention, and I'm proud, to see, a lot of the people that, I've watched who have in a sense had to struggle where they shouldn't have had to struggle. They're finally getting, that type of attention, that's well deserved. They're getting that appreciation, that they've, um, should have gotten, since the beginning. Same thing for True Royal. I've seen, some of her videos. They were sitting up there, they were moving, and I was like, all right. Like I said before, I feel like, you know, um, when it comes to this is why, black people need to make sure to show up, for I'm like I said, I'm not even talking about me. I'm talking about for specifically for your, favorite content creators. If you got, your favorite black content creators, make sure you sit up there and show up for them. Put their stuff on, social media, share it with, your friends and your family, and so on and so on and so on. Because um, if you go back and listen to their previous videos, you watch their previous posts, you'll see that they've had issues with YouTube, where like brother Torian, he sat up there and told people what it was, and then he updated people, and and had a conversation, with YouTube and whatnot, kept people, posted on specifically what it is. And we realistically wouldn't have to depend on a platform to, in a sense, do something that they're supposed to be doing if we were on, what we were supposed to be on. So this is why, when you got your favorite content creators, like, yo, sit up there and like look out for them. Sit up there, and even like as little as like $1. Like brother Torian, sister Lisa, True Royal, and many others. A lot of them got, Patreons. They got PayPal's. They got, Cash Apps, and a variety of different things like that. So it's like, yo, because you never know what could be happening in the background. Because I could sit up there and tell you, at any moment in time, dealing with Google, and sorry for the noise, I think that was a motorcycle. Dealing with a lot of the stuff going on with YouTube, they had a brand new update to the terms and services, and it stated at any point in time, for any reason, that they can decide to just sit up there and just terminate. Pay attention to what it is that I'm saying. At any given moment in time, basically, if they feel like it, they can just sit up there and just, like, let's say, terminate somebody's channel, or they can terminate, potentially paying that person for the work that they're doing directly on that platform. So this is why I sit up there and tell people, like, yo, it is imperative as a community that we go out there And even if it's like $1, like you sit up like, yo, just throw him like $1 real quick. 100 black people. Let's say for like brother like Torian's channel. I'm not sure like the amount of subscribers that he got, but let's say if like 2,000 of his subscribers basically like, yo, bro, we got you. We each going to sit up there and post up $1. 2,000 subscribers, they each post up $1. That's $2,000. That's not breaking nobody's bank, but yet that just helped this brother do some stuff that maybe he had in the background, right? But now he can sit up there and do it. What if he got some videos where he wanna, like go down south, or he wants to like go to the actual places of where some of these stories happen? That $2,000, right, from those 2,000 subscribers, they each gave $1. That now enabled him to sit up there and now bring you new and different types of content that he didn't necessarily have. Like I said before, this is when I try to explain every now and again when I do these live streams. I try to get through and I try to explain to people, how important it is, to go out there and support black content creators. Because for black content creators, there's a lot of stuff working against black content creators. If you're not doing like the classic, like I'm going to make you laugh, goofy video game, if you're not doing like none of that stuff, you won't have a hard time. You'll have a hard time, a very hard time. And YouTube, along with many others out here, are going to sit up there and mess with your platform. So like I said, take out the time, every now and again, and make sure you support your favorite content creators. Like I said, you got sister Lisa Cabrera, you got brother Torian, and you have sister True Royal. Like I said, a lot of them have put in hard work and dedication in order to give us and to deliver to us information and the news that we need to sit up there and hear. The most that we can sit up there and do as a community is to sit up there and come together and to just donate a little bit of something, because you never know what that little bit of something could potentially do for somebody's life. You don't know what behind the scenes that people could be dealing with, and that little bit of something that you just did could have just like gave that person like an extra like recharge. That could have just been like, what, all right, I see people like really supporting, let me go out here and do this, let me bring something different to the people, let me do this for the people. Like I said, we're so ready to support a lot of other individuals that don't look like us, but then we start complaining when we start to see less and less of ourselves on a lot of these platforms. Well, that's because we're not supporting each other. If you want to start seeing more black content creators out here sitting up here, doing the news or whatever it is, then you need to be sitting up there supporting them. And I'm just being honest. So, again, shout out to brother Torian, sister Lisa, and True Royal, because those are some of the main people on this platform. That has showed us, the utmost love, over here on this side, you know. So I just wanted to say that. But yeah, now I'm just going through the comments, seeing what y'all were saying. You know, Will Davis said, "Now they talk." Yeah, I seen it. I said, like I said before, it is what it is. It is what it is. Like I said, black men have always sat up there and looked at, MLK as a very positive figure. When you look at him, you see a black man that is a leader, that is of the community and for the community. And you see him, with his family and raising his kids. That's the image that I look at. Now you have other people that want to start, delving into, other stuff. Like I said, I wasn't there. I'm not his family. I'm not none of his kids. So it's like I would let those individuals basically speak on that, right? If his wife or whoever wants to basically say something about that, then they can sit up there and speak. Or if they did say something, then they said something at that time. But to sit up there and see a black woman, uh, come disrespectfully towards MLK, who was somebody who did, something very positive, who at least tried, right? And then you want to turn around and in the future you want to, start saying like all this other type of stuff. It's crazy because the thing that she don't even realize is that without him and many others doing the things that took place back then, she wouldn't be on YouTube able to give her piece. A lot of these black women who are, out here bad mouthing black men and all this other type of stuff, they wouldn't even have platforms on social media because they wouldn't even be allowed to speak on social media. Like people don't like I said before, this is why for certain stuff I don't even get directly into it because it goes ultra deep. It goes ultra deep. Like I said, they don't even realize it. They don't even realize it. Like I said, it is what it is. Um, man, it's crazy out here. Google said they say a picture can speak 1,000 words. In this case, they want this to be eternal. That's facts. And like I said before, this one image here, like of course these are two black women who are individuals, but they're going to be seen as a monolith by the whole world. Like I said before, a lot of black women don't even realize, regardless on if however much you disagree with me, this is a fact because I know a lot of y'all who like to badmouth black men, y'all don't go to the racist side of the internet to basically see how it is that they talk about you, to see how it is, what type of pictures that they put up there, and all these other caricatures and all this other type of stuff. Like I said, it's some very disgusting and very degrading type of stuff. But as a black man, it's nothing that I can sit up there and say. Y'all want to sit up there and do what it is that y'all want to sit up there and do, and y'all expect just because y'all quote unquote individuals that these people out here are going to treat you different when they're going to treat you the same as everybody else. But like I said, people not going to realize it or understand or see it up until they start, seeing it themselves. So, like I said, this is why I tell people instead of complaining to me, go to the racist side of the internet. Go look at their community pages. Go look at their community posts. Go look at their websites. Go look at how they got different areas sectioned off where they talk about, quote unquote Africans, or they talk about black men, or they talk about black children, or they talk about your daughters, or they talk about your sons, or they talk about you, as in black women. They literally have different sections for each and every person up there that is black. And they especially got sections directly off over there for y'all, black women. And when they sit up there and talk about the specific black women in this image, they say black women, meaning plural, meaning all of y'all. But like I said, y'all don't want to listen because that's stuff that y'all don't want to delve into because you know it exists. You just don't want to sit up there and see it because you want to believe the next person that you talk to is different. But realistically, you don't even know how that man was raised. You don't even know what God he even believes in. You don't even know any of his black friends. You don't even know the history of his past girlfriends. You don't even know how he really truly feels about black women. You just only know what it is that he's showing you at this point in time up until further notice. But like I said before, keep rolling through here. Keep saying that I'm the bad guy because like I told you before, I'm going to be that. And I'm going to be the best at it. If you feel that I'm the greatest evil to you, I'm going to give you that. No problem. You don't have to look nowhere else. You don't got to look nowhere else. Like I said, ain't no reason out here to sit up there and be a hero for what? For what? To sit up there and get crucified? To what? Have people sitting up there throwing stones and saying stuff about you? Nah, I'm good. I done went through that my earlier years. Ain't gonna sit up there and keep doing the same thing, accepting people to sit up there and change. I don't got time for that. Like I said, I got to worry about my health on all sides. I got to worry about me. So I ain't about to sit up there and stress out. I ain't gonna do none of that. It is what it is. Like I said before, like, doing content for me is fun at the end of the day. Now, if you happen to get stressed out by my content, that's on you. You might want to talk to your God about that. You might want to, manage your emotions better. You know. Let me see. Yo, shout out to Charles Fitcher. Much love and appreciation to you, and shout out to you and yours out there in Vegas. You know, like I said, man, it's crazy out here. It is, it's 100%. Oh, also much love and appreciation to Mr. Ramp. Been here for minutes. Been here for a long time. Much love and an appreciation to you. Also, I see you out here, Gail. I was supposed. Did I highlight Gail's comment? I forgot. I was supposed to. Um, where did it go? Let me see if I can find this woman here. Hold on, let me see. Uh, let me see. Let me see. Hold on. Oh, okay. So let me just speed this up for the people that's in here. Freshly salted said, just clicked, and if it was not bad, why are you blurring their faces? Well, I'm blurring their faces. Like, I know who they are. They know who they are, but in a sense, everybody else don't know who they are. So, like I said before, I do certain things so that I can do the content that I do, so that people won't say that whatever it is that I'm doing is leading towards harassment and all these other types of things. Like I said, people have to understand, right? Right. So for freshly, right, for freshly salted, right. So for individuals that don't actually do content, you have to understand that for us and many other content creators, there's a lot of things that we would like to sit up there and talk about and do, but you have to do it in a certain type of way, right? Where you can still speak on it, right? Without, in a sense, directly showing the people in certain, circumstances. Certain times we will show the people, other times we won't. Because, like I said before, uh, these people, like I said, the videos are out there on social media. They have OnlyFans and different things of that nature. Like I said, I'm using this as a clear cut example, right? Whatever they want to sit up there and do at the end of the day is whatever they want to sit up there and do. But what I'm trying to make people understand is that this one image is not going to be looked at as like, yo, these individual black women decided to do XYZ. No, it's going to be looked at as black women are doing XYZ sitting next to such and such. That's how it's going to be looked at. Nobody's going to be trying to take all of these, other type of images out here and be looking at a case by case basis. Case in point, let's go back to a lot of the protests that we had when it dealt with police shootings, right? When people were sitting up there marching in throughout all of the 50 states and stuff. When one thing broke out, what did they say? They didn't say this specific protest. They said all protests are violent. They said all protests leads to violence. They said all protests lead to robbery and criminal activity. That's what they sat up there and said. So, like I said, it's I probably got a little bit off base with what it is that I'm saying. But at the end of the day, I'm saying as content creators, there comes a point in time where you have to, basically do it like this, and other times you don't really have to. Because this is, in a sense, your job. This is what do. Like I said, I'm not a news corporation, right? So even when it deals with news corporations, you know what they sit up there and do? They block out faces. Even if other people didn't have anything to do with the situation, they block out faces. Nobody's going to sit up there and question, yo, why is it that the news corporation is blocking out these faces? I wanted to throw in that glitch in there because for whatever reason, whenever I upload videos, YouTube likes to ultra glitch my voice, whenever I happen to repeat things like one, two, or maybe three times. So it's like I had to just throw that in there. But yeah, that's what it is. So that's why you happen whenever I go over stuff and it deals with IG sometimes, or if it deals with Facebook and stuff like that, I'll post it. Now, in other events, the reason why I block it out is due to the fact because I ain't trying to bring no type of energy towards that person. I got your comment. That's all I need. Nobody needs to know who you are. I'm not trying to, help you in a sense gain more followers because of such and such. Like I said, I ain't doing that. I don't got time for it. But like I said, I know your comment. You know your comment. And the only way that people are going to know who it is that you are is if you decide to come underneath the video and you want to comment. Other than that, don't nobody know. So this is when I'll sit up there and get people asking me like, yo, who is this person? Let me get the information. All this. I'm like, I ain't doing all that. I'm not doing all that. Like I said before, if people want the information, they can go online just like I did. I be spending hours online going through Twitter, going through IG, going through Facebook, and all these other social media sites, getting information, getting comments, and all this other type of stuff. People can sit up there and do the same, spend the same time and effort that I do. If you really want it, you can go out there and get it. Anything that you want in life is out there. It's up to you to go out there and get it. It ain't my job to sit up there and make everything 100% easy. I didn't learn that lesson. I done bought books to try to sit up there and, explain certain things to people, making it easier and all this other type of stuff. And then people still roll back and they're asking for, citations or what's the specific book and all this. I'm like, bruh, there's nothing I can do here. It's nothing I can do. It's nothing I can do. Like I said, at the end of the day, you're gonna have a lot of black women out here, doing whatever it is that they want to sit up there and do. Like the dude told you down here, he was like, So let me just reiterate, all of the women, when I happen to upload the video on like my Patreon, all of the women, all of the black women that he has seen with, I ain't seen him when it deals with videos like this. I ain't seen him not with one white woman. Pay attention. I ain't seen him with no Caucasian women. So all of the black women that he is in videos in, remember, they all have OnlyFans accounts. I help them do recordings and pictures. Pay attention. Pay attention. And I promise you more, like I said, it's whatever it is. It is whatever it is. It's like it is, clear cut, ridiculous out here. Ooh, ooh, Lord have mercy. Ooh, Lord. Gil be talking those facts real quick. They be asking for citations and don't even read. Ooh. Ooh, Lord have mercy. Bars. The bars that are out here. Who was that? Ronan? Yeah, what's up, man? What Ronan say up here? First they say they rather get fake love from white men than no love from black men, but they just literally called us our oppressors. Intriguing. I wonder who they're with in this pic. Yeah, that's a good question. That's a very great question. That's exactly what I was talking about earlier. Yo, what's up, Outlaw? What's going on, man? What is happening, man? I ain't doing nothing. Just sitting up here streaming. Sitting up here streaming. Um, but yeah, it's like it's like I said before, like it's the craziest thing. It's the craziest thing. And I promise you, this one I want to tell y'all. And I know some of them are sitting in the background because I know who they are because I see them showing up on certain posts when they want to run their mouth and they want to say, oh shit, hold on. I did want to put that comment directly in the. Let me see. Hold on. Matter of fact, let me just bring her up here. Hold on. Where? Let me see if I can find her comment real quick. Let me see this real quick. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Where did you go? I know I got your comment up here somewhere. Where are you at? Where are you at? Is that it right here? Let me see if I can highlight that. Okay, let me okay, there we go. I got you. So this is a person, she's subscribed to the channel. She's here. Um Shout out to Mr. Rant for the laughs. Sitting up there laughing at Gail. Um this is a person who is actually subscribed to the platform. I forgot, I gotta actually find my OBS real quick. And they left a comment, right? And it dealt with this image right here. Let me see if I can actually ooh, I gotta make sure it's the edited one. Please let it be edited. Uh well, I can tell if it's edited or not. Let me see, because I don't want to make no mistakes on this. Okay, that's the edited one. All right, we good. All right, that should be the one. Let's make sure to loop that. All right. So this was one of the other images, right, that I had up here, right? Let me see. I'm trying to get this to a better stance, right? So, right, like I told y'all before, I use my platform to try to call out a lot of the nonsense that I just so happen to see, right? And the main thing that always gets stated is that, black men are the cause of XYZ and all of these, other types of things, right? So like I said before, we got people up here that's a part of the platform, and they'll decide to leave some comments every now and again. Um, the other one I'm not even gonna highlight. So then we got one here by Yellow Yellow Rose here. She probably in the background at some point. Like I said, people will pull up to the scene every now and again. They won't sit up there and speak on every single video, but they'll say something. So right. So she stated, "Why do you have to wonder? You mean to tell me the majority of us think her behavior is normal? Just stop. The clicks aren't worth it. Buffalo and Uvlade, and now back to more of this stuff. It's added stress, as if black people aren't already stressed enough. Like, nah, bro. No black person is obligated to carry another black person's stupidity upon themselves. This is disrespectful to the race. People who respect us don't talk to us or about us like this. If you want to talk about anybody, speak on her. You don't have to put black women down. A black man robs a bank, shoots up his family, or is running naked in traffic because he's hiding out of his mind. That's not cute to talk about black men and ask bizarre questions like, will black men call any of this behavior out? We do this to each other and it's off code." See, the problem that I have with this is that whenever I happen to use my platform, right, and I'm trying to, highlight a lot of the nonsense that is here, I happen to hear a lot of people tell me that, yo, you're off code. You're not for black people. This, that, and the third, and all this other type of stuff. And I'm like, realistically, I don't even care, because if you're not going to call it out, if you're not going to make examples and use whatever platform that you have or whatever it is to basically call this nonsense out so that it can stop, so that your daughters, your granddaughters, your nieces, your best friend's daughters, so that they don't decide to go into this exact same behavior. As we stated before, black women have stated that objectification, the sexualization, over sexualization, and hypersexualization that happens to them is wrong. And as I stated to you before, as a black man, I agree. I 100% agree. But if we're going to say that it's wrong for black men to do it, then it should be wrong for black women to do it as well. That's all I'm sitting up there saying. If you want a lot of this objectification and the sexualization of black women's images to stop, black women have to stop doing this as well on social media by themselves. This woman is clearly doing it. She's hanging outside of a window, letting the whole street seeing exactly what it is. Letting the whole street see exactly what it is. You would think that this would be, a background for a strip club. It's not. This is out there in public in broad daylight. This ain't at nighttime. It's in broad daylight during the afternoon. And then you have another black woman that's in the window just sitting up there recording what it is that she's doing, laughing and thinking that it's funny. So, like I said before, and this is the most interesting thing when I sit up there, when I did this video, anybody can go back and listen to that video. I specifically, even at the beginning of the video, I said women. I said women pretty much throughout the whole video. But yet, she's sitting up there saying that I'm putting black women down. I never even listed black women. This is an example that is up there, and this woman just so happens to be black. But I said women throughout the whole video. So I'm a little bit confused. If I say black women, I'm down talking black women. If I just say women in general, I'm still talking negatively about black women. I'm like, I don't know, which one is it? Which one is it? Am I supposed to talk about black women, or am I not supposed to talk about black women? I'm a little bit confused. I'm a little bit confused. Like, this is ridiculous. Let me see. Basically, the code is, if black people in a sense do anything wrong or anything negative, I as a black individual, I'm not supposed to highlight that, and I'm not supposed to talk about it, right? I'm just supposed to leave that by the wayside, and I'm just supposed to just solely focus on what it is that the system and that details with all of that, right? But if I'm talking about negative behavior that is coming by way of people in the black community, I'm not supposed to talk about that, even though the behavior is detrimental and it's causing issues within the black community. Like I said before, I love black people all day long. I want the best for black people. I know what it is that we can accomplish. I know what it is that we can do. But having stuff like this, we're not going to get nowhere. Having this become like a new type of norm, we're not going to get anywhere. And in a sense, like what she's doing is what a lot of black women have already been sitting up here doing, right? Go to Instagram, you'll see black women doing this. Go to YouTube, you'll see black women doing this, right? Go to Twitter, you'll, especially on the other side of Twitter, you'll see black women doing this and more. So if we're going to talk about that the over sexualization of black women is wrong, I can 100% agree. But you're not going to tell me that me as a black man don't sit up there and sexualize and look at the body of a black woman in this way, but yet you're out here parading yourself like this. Excuse me? So you're saying like, okay, I have to respect you as a god, but yet you can sit up there and defile yourself to like all these other guys out here, and they can say and do whatever it is that they want to do. But I have to like respect you at the utmost. That's not, like I said, that doesn't work with me. That doesn't work with me. Like, that's complete nonsensical type of BS. Like, I don't have time for that. Like I said before, if I ever have a daughter, trust and believe, I'm going to roll back through when she's old enough. I'm going to roll back through these videos, and I'm going to sit up there and show her these videos, and we're going to have discussions and talks about these videos. Like I said before, I don't know who's raising a lot of these women out here, but y'all weird and y'all on some strange type stuff. For this to, in a sense, be okay, and to like not really be called out and put into the spotlight as unhealthy behavior and such is ridiculous. Is 100% ridiculous. Like I said, you can't make none of this stuff up. Like the stuff that she's wearing, like I said, I'm not even going to talk about the hair. It might be hers, might not. I'm not even sure. I know the nails aren't. You can see the host of tattoos that she has direct. Well, you can't see it on her full body because I had to block a lot of stuff. I had to do a lot of work. This is the most work that I've had to do in order to, make sure that the black bar actually stays where it's supposed to stay. It was a lot of editing just to get that to happen. But like I said, it's ridiculous. Now I promise you this: let her dumb self have fell directly off of that ledge, and then people would have been laughing. Black women would have been like, "Oh no, that's wrong. Yeah, what she did was stupid, but y'all shouldn't be laughing at her. What if that was your sister? What if that was somebody that you knew?" And then they'll be like, "Oh, this is what I'm talking about with black." It would devolve right back into the exact same thing. Like I said, it's a never-ending circle, and the circle always ends and begins with black men. Nobody sees a problem with that. Nobody sees an issue. Nobody sees the fact that even in circumstances when it comes to this, you'll still have women that'll be like, "Yo, well, the reason why she's doing this is because if black men were in their daughters' lives, if black men didn't abandon this, if black men didn't." I'm like, yo, I need people to uh oh snap, wait a minute. Oh, Lisa Davis, do you watch what's her name? Pink Book? Cause I swear like she's the main one uh that has made that a staple. That's like a staple word because she says it in a lot of her videos. She's like, "Yo, you got these black women out here in there. Yeah, 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 yeah. That's the one. Yeah, yeah. Yo, let me tell you, I sit up there. I watch that sister's videos a lot. Like when I'm sitting up there eating food, I'm sitting up there eating food watching her videos because she has a whole host of stories like on her platform. She, like I said before, you have so few black women who have literally built platforms that are there solely to hold black women accountable and to be like, yo, y'all need to correct this behavior. Y'all got to sit up there and do better. She's one of those ones. She is one of those ones, and I'm pretty sure I know there's probably like some stuff that she really wants to say, but she has to, have it PG. Because I can hear it in her voice like sometimes, and it's like, yo, yo, like I said, yo, yeah, trust me, I am subscribed to her platform. It's barely time that I sit up there and miss her videos. Like I said, I know a lot of her lingo whenever she talks. Like I said, she is hilarious. She is hilarious. Like I said before, like even right now, like as soon as you said Magic City uniform, I heard the main intro theme basically cut on in my head like it's engraved. That's how much I've basically like watched their content like it's crazy. Like yeah, 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 yeah. And a lot of women don't like it. A lot of women don't like it. But like I said before, she has a pretty large platform, and I'm proud of the work that she is sitting up there doing. I'm very proud. She is doing awesome work. She is doing the Lord's work. Let me tell you something. She is 100% doing the Lord's work. Like I said, it is much needed. You need more black women out here, doing this type of stuff. Because, like I said before, black men have been doing their best to hold other black men accountable. Like I said, you even have brothers that have taken time out to go to prisons and jails and specifically speak to brothers, specifically trying to educate them on a lot of things out here. But like I said, those things, people don't recognize those things. People don't want to talk about those things. People don't bring those things up. But yet we do have brothers out here that do visit other brothers in these prisons and these jails, and they're trying to like get through to them. Like I said before, that's the one thing that in a sense I loved about the TV show Scared Straight. When you would have those brothers there that already made all of those mistakes, and they started in a sense trying to give a lot of the black boys, there's some tough love. It's like, yo, I'm going to sit up there and come at you the way that my father should have came at me. Like, due to the fact that I didn't have a father in my life, this is why I'm here. And I'm not trying to have you end up here in a cell next to mine. So it's like, this is when they start talking crazy to a lot of those young boys out here because they gotta realize and understand, like, yo, you don't want to be where these black men are at this moment in time. Like I said, to those brothers that was actually there, that was talking to like those young boys and trying to, set them straight. Hopefully the message did work. Shout out to them. And I hope at, whatever point in time, I hope that those brothers there, I hope they actually did get their lives together. Or I hope that they became some type of like motivational speaker where, kids are allowed to basically, come conversate and, have the opportunity to speak and get, that brother's insight so that they can grab that blueprint and be like, yo, let me hand you this. This is what you don't do. This is the blueprint right here of what you don't do. Now, because I'm showing you what not to do, you know everything that you should be doing. And if you don't, let me sit up there and tell you. Right? Like I said, I feel like some of the best teachers that we got, they might just be behind, bars. Just to be real. A lot of the brothers out here that, should be giving out, the messages and stuff, you know, they behind bars. In the sense the real gangsters are locked up behind bars because they actually did what they did. And then you got a lot of the fakes. They just out here, acting like, they really about that life. But if one of those dudes was really to get out and come see some of these other dudes that's out here faking, it's going to be a whole different story. They're going to show you what's real and what's not. So like I said before, this is why, I be telling like a lot of young dudes out here, like, yo, you gotta slow your roll. You gotta sit up there and slow down. Like just because, you see other people out here, repping this and repping that and being on the scene and all this other type of stuff, that don't mean that that's stuff that you're supposed to be doing. Yeah, they glorifying it for their own like means. But if you listen to some actual homies that's from the streets, that's all tatted up, that's been gang banging for like 20 years, drive-bys, all this type of stuff. If you listen to them, they'll sit up there and tell you honestly, it's like, yo, I don't see why people want to do this. If somebody really wanted to get into a gang, I would tell them don't do it. Like I said before, people that ain't never been a part of gangs are the main ones that's in love with the lifestyle. That think that they 100% built for when they not. Like I said before, it's too many people out here acting like they hard, but that's due to the fact that they ain't never been actually tested. They ain't never have to go against like quote unquote one of those champions out here that's going to show them exactly what it is. They ain't met that Mike Tyson yet. That's going to knock them down every single time. So because you got a lot of brothers out here, they ain't never been tested like that. They think, everybody out here thinking that they Hercules when they not. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Nah, Gail was like, Lord, says you make it to 40. Yo, this is the funny part. I feel like if I realistically were to do a live stream on like the other channel, because I haven't in a sense done anything in a while on there, I feel like that live stream would probably have a lot more views than what I actually get here. That's the funny part. That's the funny part. I feel like I would actually get a lot more views on that, than what I normally get here. And then what Gail said, I was like, oh, I spoke too soon. Yo, look here. This is how I look at it. When it comes to like people, dropping in and out like in droves or something, like you got some people that'll just be like, oh, I saw this on a front of my YouTube. Like they say this person is live. Let me see what they're talking about. They'll listen for about like 5 to 10 seconds, then they'll tune directly out. And then you got other people, like I told you before, the hurt feelings crowd. They'll be hearing these live streams and they'll see some of the posts that I'll make and they'll decide to speak only when they feel like, they got like a leg to stand on or something like that. Or when they want certain types of attention. Now I got other people out there that's been leaving comments, that's been trying to get some attention for a minute. So now they started, trying to leave comments on other stuff. And I'm like, hey, it is what it is. It was fun. While the setup there lasted, like I tell people before, it'll get to a certain point in time where I'll just get bored of what it is that you're doing, and I'll just be like focusing on whatever else. So like I be telling people, you be leaving these comments, enjoy it, while it's here, because I'll get bored of it, and then I'll just start focusing on other stuff. So enjoy your time. Enjoy your time while you got it. um You said, what did you miss? So let me put back up the previous image for Pink, because she wasn't here. So let me get that for you. Hold on. So this was the previous image. Since you weren't here like earlier, this is what I was in a sense talking about like an hour in something minutes ago. Basically, trying to shorten it, right? Where you basically have a lot of black women out here that say that black men sexualize them, hypersexualize, disrespect them, devalue them, and different things of that nature, right? And they say that when black men do it, it's wrong. And for black men to stop doing it. I'm saying, like, I concur. No problem. I agree with that. You're not going to hear anything from me on that. We're good. But my main point is this is when I throw in the equality, right? Because like I said, everybody wants to be equal up until it deals with accountability and responsibility, and that's more so when it deals with a lot of women out here. So specifically speaking, when it deals with black women, I'm sitting up there saying, like, you want black men to stop? I have no problem with that. That's cool. But you're not going to tell me that you want me to stop, but then I have examples like this up here of two black women with a Caucasian individual in between two of them with a t-shirt that says, I love black fill in the blank. But yet these are the same women among many others that sit up there and say protect black women. Excuse me? I'm a little bit lost. Protect who again? Protect who again? Because this is how I'm going to be real about this, right? And I'm just going to be real. We all know as a society that men 9 times out of 10 are more willing than not to try to protect a random woman and children or both directly out here. Women are not in that same party. If a woman sees that potentially a man is going to lose his life, she's just going to be looking. It's like, well, you lived a good life. I'm not about to step in. Like I said, but within the same token, you'll still have women sit up there and say like, yo, women needs to be protected. Women needs to be defended. But yet, how many of these women are willing to step off of the sidewalk and into the street and defend a woman, I'm sorry, and defend a man when he's being abused and mistreated by a woman? How many women are willing to sit up there and do that? Pretty much none. Less than 1% of women would actually have the balls to sit up there and do that. And we're just going to put facts where they are. The only time a woman would technically, potentially, possibly step in is if it's a really close friend or if it's a family member that is a male. Other than that, if it is a man out here and he's a stranger, a woman is not stepping out here to try to like battle another woman over this dude. They're not doing that. Because you know why? Let me give you the why. The examples of that is, look at all of the black men who have in a sense done that, and they're in jail, prison, in a hospital, or they're dead. Now, whenever people talk about black men protecting black women, they never bring up the stats of how many black men are in jail and have lost their freedoms for protecting black women out here. They never want to bring up the stats on how many black men are 6 feet deep because they decided that they wanted to take the initiative to be the good guy, that they wanted to jump off of that ledge and they wanted to try to fly for the first time to save Lois. But realistically, due to the fact that they were only mere mortals, they had to use their body in order to save her from the impact of gravity in the ground. So that then means that a lot of these black women have buried, right, and taken the lives of a lot of other black men out here. And due to the fact of their own actions, due to the fact of their lack of responsibility for the types of guys that they want to specifically deal with, manage relationships around, and have children with. So because a lot of those women couldn't be responsible for those choices, men have to take up the mantle for those responsibilities. And the mantle for that is sacrificing your life and not ever being thanked for it. So this is why I have a problem and an issue when it comes to hearing a lot of black women state that black men need to protect black women when a lot of black women aren't even willing to protect themselves from themselves. Like I said, it's crazy. It's a very, very crazy thing. Um, thinking about that. So that's a very, very crazy thing. It's pretty sad. Let me see. What do you say? Gould said these are more likely the females that destroy black men that want a queen in his life. Yeah, like I said, the first person to really sit up there and tell me about women in a well rounded form was my mom. A lot of women out here will not sit up there and tell you the whole other side of women. I'm talking about the bad and the ugly. They won't tell you that. They'll just tell you that women are sugar. I said sugar, sugar and sprinkles. They'll just tell you that. That's it. And they might tell you a little bit of something negative, but they're not gonna delve too deep in it. They're not gonna delve too deep in it. So like I said before, this is where we are, clear cut in society. And for me, just as much as black women sit up there and state that black men need to step up, a lot of black women out here need to be stepping up. Like I said, it makes no sense for black men to, work on X, Y, and Z and to basically fix themselves up. And then the moment in time that they do, they look back and you basically see a lot of black women doing the exact same things. And then those black women are like, okay, I deserve a man like that right there. He fixed himself up. He has this amount of money. He has these homes, these cars, this in his bank account, and he looks like this. I deserve this. For what? You never did no work on yourself. You never did no work for yourself. So how are you going to sit up there and walk into a store dead broke, coming off of the streets, don't even own nothing in any type of bank account, but yet you're telling the owner of the store that you deserve everything that's on the top shelf? That don't even make any sense. That don't even make any sense. Like I said, that's what entitlement looks like. That's what entitlement looks like. Like I said, there's a lot of issues in the black community, and there's a lot of things that need to get fixed. How much time we got to actually fix it, I don't know, because 2030 and 2035 is basically rolling right around. Rolling right around. And this is where we are at this moment in time. We got to sit up there and shift gears or start having platforms to specifically focus on this because we got a short amount of time to try to get everybody in order. And there's really no time left. So, really, this is, in a sense, a waste. Because, like I said before, at the end of the day, you're going to have a lot of black women out here that's going to do what it is that black women want to do. Gould said it's like a burglar saying he's claiming my house. It's like a burglar saying he's claiming my house, saying this is my house. I live here. Yeah, he's trying to Columbus. He's trying to Columbus the whole deal. Trying to Columbus the whole deal. You know, like I said, it is what it is. But thank you guys for being here for about like an hour, 50 minutes. I'm glad at least some of y'all were able to get the notifications. Um, thank you guys for, sitting here listening to me, like ramble off and just sit up here and talk. Like I said, I will have a video. Um, well, will I technically, or did I already upload that? I think I did already upload it. This is in a sense just a longer stint of like other things that I wanted to state. The video that I did is way shorter. I feel like it's much more straight to the point. That'll probably come up, like a little bit later. And I do have another video that is actually up at this moment in time. Is it 3 o'clock yet? Yeah. So that video is actually up there. So I do have the other video directly there. So after this stream, if you would actually like to um, watch that video, you can actually do it. The video actually deals with topic wise, so just to like let you know exactly what it is. Let me just black that out real quick. Give me a second. I'm trying to actually just find the image that I have posted. Is this one? Yeah. So this is in a sense what it delves into. It touches on this topic here, right? And like I told y'all before, my main thing is that I've always advocated for children. I've always advocated for kids. I think I want to say I might have done more videos on that and touching on that subject and the perpetrators versus a lot of other videos. And I've done that due to the fact that a lot of kids, they don't have a voice, and they don't really have a lot of people to speak up, for them, because it's almost like dealing with the whole thing with abortion. People are like, yeah, you shouldn't be able to do that in X, Y, Z. But then the moment in time that those kids are in a sense born and they're here, all of those people that advocated for those kids to live, they're like, well, now you're on your own, figure it out, right? So going within that same thing, you have these stats here, right? And I ended up, and at the beginning of the video, you'll see I had somebody leave a comment basically trying to state it as though that I was trying to make this a competition. And never at any point in time would I make a topic like this, any type of, competition in between men and women. The main reason why, um, I would just so happen to post this was to make people aware of the stats, because I'm pretty sure a lot of people, because these are stats that are not specifically talked about. And my main thing is, I understand that, yes, a lot of these things, a lot of the perpetrators, right, are men. We already know this. I've showcased this directly on my platform hundreds of times. But the main thing that people don't understand is how many women are also doing this as well. And the scale is ridiculous. It is very ridiculous. And that's the main thing that I try to make a lot of parents and guardians aware of, because like I said, I love and I care about kids. Without kids in a sense still being born, we're done. We're done. Like everything that we're talking about here, everything that we're going through here is going to be all for nothing. Why? Because there's not going to be a future. It's not going to be a next generation, because after our lifespans as adults are basically done for whatever reason, that's it. The world is going to be whatever it's going to be. Nature is going to just take over, and whatever populations of animals and bugs and whatnot that were once there, they're going to basically, go back to doing what it is that they were doing before we got here. So it's like, like I said before, my main thing is that a lot of young black boys don't have anybody to advocate or speak for them. And you have a lot of black boys that end up being sexualized by a lot of women, and especially black women in the black community. And in that video, I'm basically going over and showcasing how in three different images, and I'm showcasing you the comment, some comments you have from a variety of women, other comments you have strictly from black women. And I'm basically stating to you that if a black man were to have done this and tried to sexualize, right, a teenage girl in the same manner as these women are doing these young black boys, it will be a problem. But like I said before, people want equality up until it deals with accountability and responsibility. And this is what you have. Men are always held accountable. No matter what happens in this world, men are always held accountable. But if women just so happens to do the exact same things, if not worse, they're not really held accountable. Or if they are, they get a they get a slap on the wrist. They're not treated the same way, right? There's been umpteen times I've seen where some guys said some types of comments online, and then you saw women band together to find that dude's information, to find his job, to find his family, and all these other types of things, right? To basically destroy him, right? But when you have women online that make videos. Like I said, I showcased to you a video of a woman. She said it was a joke or whatnot or whatever. Whatever. I'm not going to debate that. I'm going by what it is that she specifically stated. I'm not looking at it as a joking matter, because just like I'm not going to find it funny if a man stated that about a young boy. Like, just imagine if a man was like, "Yo, you're real cute," talking to a young girl, right? "Yo, you're real cute. Matter of fact, why don't you come back and see me when you become legal?" Right? And then you also make sure to bring your ID. Imagine if a man said that to somebody's daughter. That man would probably have lost his life. He probably would have lost his life. And not just by the men in that girl's family, but also by men in society, right? So that's the reaction to that. But if you have women out here sexualizing somebody's son, a young boy out here, you don't have that same energy from women. Women ain't trying to destroy that woman. They're not trying to come see that woman. They're not trying to come have words with that woman. Like I said before, a lot of stuff that women do, are they're not being held accountable and they're not being put in check. They're not. So it's like, it's funny how y'all always want to talk about your daughters and all this other type of stuff, but what about your sons? You had a comedian by the name of D-Ray. He was on Vlad TV. You can sit up there and go look up uh, the interview yourself. But he specifically stated at a very young age, when he was a teenage boy, that his mom's friends, two black females, his mom's friends, sat up there and ended up having their way with him. So if you wonder why D-Ray has the type of relationships that he has with women, and the reason why he is the way that he is, it's because of that interaction that he had. And as he's explaining this, you can almost see, like, sort of like the him remembering these things. You can almost see like the pain in his eyes, but you hear Vlad laughing. So like I said before, if a woman basically explains how she was sexualized and how she was abused as a young girl, nobody's laughing. Everybody empathizes and everybody is sympathetic. But when it comes to a black man basically explaining the exact same things, the world laughs. Because like I stated to people before, a lot of black women will sit up here and tell me to my face, nobody cares about black women. That's a lie. Because the moment in time that you tell your story about things happening to you, black men do respond. Black men do say something. I can sit up there and tell you, as a man, as a black man, that the world does not care about the pain and whatever it is that a black man has to go through. Because I literally watched a black man explain what it is that happened to him when he was younger, that he didn't have any control over. And I'm sitting up there watching another man sit up there and laugh at him directly in his face. I'm looking at the comments and sitting up there seeing other people saying a variety of wild things. And y'all wonder why it is that black men don't want to be open about their feelings and why they don't want to explain a lot of pain and trauma. This is why, because we know at the end of the day that nobody really cares. Because if we start talking, everybody starts laughing. Because it's all fun and games when it happens to a black man. But then we cut all of that off when it deals with a black woman. So like I said before, that's the reason why I brought up these statistics. It's about equality. It's about that accountability. It's about that responsibility. A lot of women out here need to be holding other women accountable for the things that they are continuously doing. If you don't think that there is an issue, you're an even more larger part of the larger problem that I'm trying to highlight here at this moment in time. If all you're going to do is just simply deflect and try to point the conversation elsewhere, like I said before, you're the same exact as those perpetrators that I talk about. Because all you're doing is enabling, deflecting from the fact that these young boys out here are going through pains and traumas. Like I said, it is what it is. It is what it is. But remember, at the end of the day, you got a lot of women out here that say that I don't need a man. My child don't need a father in his life. I can do it all by myself. So this is what happens. This is what it looks like. So like I said, the only thing that I can hope for is that a lot of people out here will do better, because the moment in time that we basically keep, this exact same thing here, the ones that are getting hurt the most are the kids. It's the children. It's your kids. It's your children. Like I said before, there's going to be a lot of kids of this generation with a lot of these wild mothers out here, where the kids are going to tell them when they're 30 or 40 or 50, they're like, yo, mom, this is what happened to me. This is boyfriend number 43, and this is what happened here. This is boyfriend number 24, and this is what happened here. This is your best friend who said that he was such and such, but he really wasn't, because when you weren't there, this is what he did. Like I said, I find it funny that a lot of these women would rather trust everybody else around their kids versus the child's father. But it is what it is. It is what it is. So I'm just going to let y'all go. It's almost 4 o'clock. We've been doing this for about a good 2 hours, and I'm going to let y'all carry on about y'all day. And again, thank you guys for staying with me through the live stream, and just listening. But anyways, as always, peace, love, and stay tuned for the next live stream.